Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ramona The Airstream, episode 4. It's a beautiful day here in Colorado. We are doing the show a little bit differently today. We have a family that's staying with us, and they have very similar RV travel plans, dreams. They've been an inspiration to ours, and so we thought since they're staying with us that they could join on the show, and we're gonna chat about some of our plans. So they'll be out soon. To be totally authentic and honest, we had a crazy morning getting ready. We're rushing out trying to be here right on time to be live for you. So people aren't dressed and kids are running around, so we'll all be out at some point. But we thought in the meantime we'll show you what we've done since the last episode. What have we done? What'd you do?
Well, we were in the middle of ripping out the bathroom area, and that was probably one of the hardest parts because
Noah, you almost hit that.
so many different pipes were attached, and water controls and drains to the what is they call it, the black tank. And
Yeah, drains to the tank. So
Run! Oh my God!
had to take the
air is blowing us away.
lots of stuff we had to take a sawzall to get out. Pretty crooked. But yeah, so we got the bathroom done, ripped all that out, ripped out the electrical panel and all the wiring back there, and take a look, I guess.
All right. Well, why don't you do that while we wait for everybody? Tom, you can show what we've been doing. Yeah. So it was not fully gutted last time, so now we're closer to a blank canvas, I guess.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go look at the Airstream.
Right.
Dad, what's this?
So,
Doesn't it look
as
like
you can
snow
see,
now?
front's been gutted, right? Let's come around. This is the bath. This is where the bathroom was at. So we had the vanity back there, of course, the sink, the toilet. The electrical panel was right over in this area. You got that completely ripped out.
And that's where the
This whole section with the shower and everything, that was quite a pain. Couldn't figure out how to get that off, so just use the good old Sawzall. Chop the whole thing right out. Same thing with some of these pipes. This little drain that goes to the pooper. That's gone. Using a composting toilet next. What?
Oh, ew, is that poop in there?
I don't think so.
Why is it brown?
Well,
It's disgusting.
used to be where the toilet drain was at. So, possible, but I don't think it's stain from that. I think it's just dirt and
No,
stuff.
I think it's a stain.
Might be stain.
Nathaniel
Alright, so yeah, that is all ripped out. All the walls out. That was definitely a chore. To get that bad boy out. So, anyway, let's head out here. I think some of our guests are starting to arrive. So yeah, we're gutted. I think we didn't say this, but our guests are my brother, his fiance, our niece and nephew, and I think he's gonna come in here and we're gonna work on a couple things maybe while this is going. So, back on out. Look at that little dude.
Say hi.
Look at that little dude. Definitely warm. Here you go.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to have some chats about traveling, and then we have my brother-in-law will come out soon, and him and Tom are going to do some Airstream work while we chat. Maybe kids will join us and chat too. That's the hope. We'll see how it goes.
Ow! Check.
So, Lauren, this is Lauren, by the way. Lauren is my sister-in-law, and we have already told you all about our Airstream plans and dreams and why we want to travel and what we want life to look like traveling. So, Lauren, I would love to know your thoughts. So why do you want to travel? Well, hold on. Let's back up. So Tom and I have always had this like grand idea of wanting to travel. We talked about that in episode 1, and we've always wanted to do that. And we have this Airstream, and we use it a lot for small trips, but like we would love the idea of like living in it for a season and traveling more. And it's one of those things that, whoa, we're blowing. It's a breezy day. Don't mind our video going sideways.
Yeah.
So we've always like, wanted to travel, and we have this Airstream that we started doing like small trips with. And then basically here's what happened is Lauren called me one day and she said, so we've been talking and we really want to get an RV, and we want to like live in the RV for a little while, and we want to travel. And basically I said, well, shoot, that's awesome, except you can't just go through life letting your little brother do all the things that you want.
Bad.
We're falling over. We might have to hold it. Anyway, you can't just go around letting your little brother do your dream life and like watching it on Instagram while you're not doing it. So I guess if they're gonna go live their dream life and travel around, we're gonna have to do that too. So that's kind of what inspired us to take this big shiny piece of metal sitting in our driveway and doing nothing with it, and then actually taking the tools to it and start making it happen with this idea of all of us traveling together. So as we progress in these Ramona the Airstream adventures, this is your team here that you're going to see happening. Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah.
Extra motivation.
Yeah, the motivation is who wants to let their little brother live their dream life while you watch it on social media and not do what you always want to do. Like, you can't do that. So, thanks. Thanks, little brother. So anyway, with that, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about why you want to travel? Like, what inspires you to want to switch up the regular way we've always done life?
Wasn't it good?
Well, it's crooked and falling over, and Scott's not in it.
Well, just all the extra family time that we'll have, being able to experience so much different states and beautiful places as a family, and I feel like our children will learn so much more being on the road and going to different parks and national monuments and everything. Yeah. One of my main reasons is all the family time and experiences.
What about you, Scott? Why you want to travel?
I think a lot of it too. I mean, Lauren already said, but also too, I think we get stuck in the same routine every day of wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep, and I just like to switch that up and live life more and be able to experience more things, people that we love, and yeah, just
caravanning and doing it together. So I think that's unique, and I think that's kind of cool. And it's different than the way most people do it. So let's chat. Hold on. Tom is like, I don't know what's happening. He's taping things. He's making our stand try to stay still. But anyway, let's chat about like what that looks like. Like, why would we want to do it not on your own? Like, what's kind of the perks or doing it different about having somebody to travel with?
Well, I think one huge thing about doing it together is our children getting to have their cousins basically live with them. Obviously, it will be separate sleeping areas. We have our own RVs, but they get to play all day together and experience all these really beautiful places together. That's one huge perk.
Yeah. What about you? Why do you think it's cooler to travel around with your brother's family than just your own?
Well, I was really mean to my brother when I growing up, so it's my way of redeeming myself. No. I'm just kidding. A little bit. No.
He's kidding about the redeeming part. He's not
Yeah.
kidding about being really mean.
No, yeah, I did same thing, man. Just like being able to grow up together and like our families just, we love each other a ton and, like love hanging out, spending time and laughing. And man, we were up all night last night, laughing so hard.
That's why our video's kind of late and everybody's still drinking coffee and things
Yeah.
aren't put together.
It's really late laughing.
Uh,
But yeah, so just doing life together and just creating memories together and having our families together and cousins, being able to grow up and, those are definitely some of the sweetest memories I have as a kid growing up. So.
yeah, I think that when it's all said and done and our kids are all grown, like to be able to look back and be like, do you remember that year that we went and like we went with our uncle and our cousins and we saw all those cool things? Like that chunk of childhood is going to be like the best gift that we could give to them. And, I think on a practical note, like Lauren and I have been doing so much, like we're calling each other all the time. Be like, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And hi, good morning, Juliet. Welcome.
I was trying to find this in your closet.
It's my
I
jacket.
couldn't find it anywhere, so I just took your dummy jacket.
So you're wearing my other jacket? So on like a really practical note, right? Like,
I got it knocked down the
as much as we love our family, to live in a 25-foot trailer with 3 kids and a dog is like a serious lack of personal space, right? Like a huge lack of it. And when you're out on the road and you're in all these random places, like it's not like you have family that you can just say go to grandma's for a little while or let's hire a babysitter or whatever. So how cool will it be to be able to just be there to help each other, right? Like, hey, we'll take the kids for the evening and we're in this super cool city, like you guys go out on the town and check it out and have a date, and then the next night, like, we'll switch and you keep our kids and we'll go out, or little practical things of, having the space to have all the things you need, right? Like, what if you have 2 RVs worth of space? Like, I'll bring the crock pot and you bring the toaster, and you bring these things and I'll bring these things. So I think on a practical way, it's going to be really helpful to have other people with us too. Hey, Leela, do you want to come tell us why you're excited about traveling? Here, come be on the video. Why do you have a towel instead of a blanket? It's cool. You should have a blanket. This is Leela. She'll be one of our travel partners. What is something that feels exciting to you about traveling in an RV?
Because we can go to
Hawaii. We're going to go to Hawaii, she said. If anybody gets a highway built to Hawaii, let us know, because that would be really cool. So the trouble with Hawaii is there's an ocean in the way. But
It's gonna be another trip.
yeah, we're going to go to a lot of really cool places. Excited about that? Yeah? What do
I
you...
always wanted to go to
New York. Yes. We want to go to New York too.
that's on our list.
How come you always wanted to go to New York?
Because I just want to see like all the cool things they have because I haven't seen them
All
yet.
the big buildings.
being in a trailer? And make sure we talk loud so they can hear.
The fuzzy pillow.
Juliet has said all the things. She's just excited about having a fuzzy pillow. To be fair, she does already have a fuzzy pillow.
A little one that I got at the dollar store.
To get a new fuzzy pillow.
A
That was the
big
problem.
one that's $10 at Target. And it's in a heart shape and it's like pink nude and really fuzzy.
Fuzzy
Wow.
heart
You know
pillow.
you can buy
Where
that
are
right
you
now.
excited to go?
Where are you excited to go?
Where are you excited to travel to?
I'm excited to go.
I know where you're excited. Want me to say it?
I don't know.
Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that
Juliet said
place.
she really wants to go to Hollywood so she can take a selfie in front of the
And
Hollywood
I also
sign.
want to go to California. I go.
Juliet has a
California.
What?
Juliet has an Instagram famous boy obsession, so you know she wants to go to Hollywood apparently.
No, not Hollywood. I want to go to California and LA and go to the Hype House and get Chase Hudson, aka Little Hype.
Anyway, so let's change into the next question of where is
I get
somewhere that we are all excited to see. So we had awesome chats last night, sitting around making a map and thinking like, where have we always wanted to go? And I actually put that question out on the Ramona The Airstream page, and we've had so many like awesome suggestions, and it was so confirming because so many of the comments were like confirmations of things that we've talked about. So we would love to hear from all of you, like anybody that's traveled, tell us like if you could go anywhere in the US, like where would you be? Where do you want to go? So we have a lot of options, but we're starting to try to like make this map of this like ideal route. So Tom, where is somewhere that you have always wanted to go that you would love to go? So let me say, in our chat, Tom was like, I got nothing. Everything that you said and anywhere that I haven't been
go
yet.
to the beach,
Which one?
one with sand and water, sunshine. No, I'd want to. I mean, there's a handful of places I want to visit. I mean, for one, I want to camp up in the Redwoods area. I know we already camped in the Redwoods once before, but tent camping. But to be able to pull into the big ancient Redwoods and park there would be pretty rad. Up into Washington, some really beautiful places up through Washington. Would be cool to go up through there.
The whole Pacific Northwest.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then of course into the East Coast. Haven't really been over to like Vermont or any of those areas. I think we were talking about maybe trying to hit through there in the fall-ish.
Yeah.
See all the colors. That'd be pretty rad.
Elijah, is there somewhere you want to travel to? Where do you want to see? Where do you want to go? Elijah's not always into live TV. I have a whole list of all kinds of places, but one place I've never been to is Florida. I would love to go to Florida. I want to see the Everglades and go to like the Florida Keys and check out the beach there. And I hear there's a lot of really awesome like hot springs and just cute little towns. So I want to go to Florida. Lauren, where's somewhere you want to be?
Well, my top one, already mentioned. I've been to the Redwoods before. We camped out there, but really want to like explore more, like what Tom was saying, and then also through like the Smoky Mountains. And there's so much of the U.S. that I haven't been to yet, so lots of places.
Yeah, Lauren's input was, I want to see everywhere that I've never been to before, and I've never really been very many places. So anywhere sounds good. And you know, I think that there's something too, like there's a lot of places that we've been, but even if we've been there, we've never experienced them this way, right? Like everybody's saying the Redwoods, like if you guys know me, you know how much I love the Redwoods. Like I was born in the Redwoods, I'm from the Redwoods, I've been to the Redwoods like hundreds of times. I used to spend every day of my life living under the Redwoods, but I've never as an adult taken my family and parked a trailer and camped and lived in the forest for, you know, a couple weeks at a time. Like you've never experienced them in that way, you know, or like we're all originally from Arizona. We were talking about like all the cool places in Arizona. Like, yeah, we've totally been there and had day trips, but have you ever parked your trailer like in that canyon or in that space and like lived there? want to go?
There's lots of places, but I just feel like I want to go anywhere that I haven't been. Kind of like Lauren. Everyone always asks like, what's the best snowboarding mountain I've ever been to, and my answer is always the one that I haven't been to yet. So I think that's kind of my same theory with this. Is I just want to get out and see new things, and but definitely a lot of the national parks, Yellowstone, and I want to go to the Sequoias, and then like on the East Coast, I want to do the Great Smoky Mountains, which I've been through before, but just kind of drove through. I'd like to actually hang out there for a while and fully experience everything, and kind of pretty much like I said, anywhere I haven't been. I mean, I just love traveling and getting out. So.
Yeah, you can go in the park, but just don't go on the playground. Okay, so what do we think? So obviously, like, this idea of living in a tiny space is a completely radical shift of a lifestyle that any of us are used to, right? It's going to be so totally different, and I think because we're all positive people, we're mostly focusing on like all the awesome parts about it and how great it's going to be, but we also know that like it's going to come with challenges. So let's talk about like Tom, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge in this shift of lifestyle, like living in a tiny space with your family and living on the road? You think cooking? So cooking is going to be a challenge.
And your laundry, because there's no like.
Leela, laundry that was my answer. I was like, oh my gosh, the laundry, because to do laundry we're gonna have to go to laundry mats, and this probably sounds like so, I don't know, rude to say or whatever, but like the toxicity of a laundromat, right? Like the smell. Like we're all like supernatural living kind of
I give it 2 weeks
people.
and she's gonna have a washboard out front.
I might have a washboard out front. Like the smell and the like work of going into town and finding a town and sitting all day at the laundry mat with like I can't even think of the word, dryer sheets, like fumes, fabric softener. See, I don't even know what it's called because I haven't used it in so long. Fabric softener scents, like we might have to get a washboard. I could be into that. Can I have a clothesline? Maybe you can just like build us a clothesline and I'll washboard and hang out.
On the topic of building things, that'll definitely be one of my hardest challenges, I think, is not having my workshop tools and things I like to build. And that said, that potentially business idea, I make lots of shelves and different kinds of things out of wood. And I was thinking about just bringing like a drill and one of my saws on the road, and then maybe start a on the road things made with wood business, give a little bit more novelty to it, and make things in different locations. It'd be kind of neat. So I have to figure out a way to get some tools on the truck.
Julia, what do you think is going to be a challenge about living and traveling?
Mosquitoes!
Mosquitoes. Noah says mosquitoes. Yeah, the bugs. There might be some bugs. Yeah.
A lot of Scott's gonna get
Downsizing.
a lot of my palettes and
Downsizing makeup and clothes, says my preteen.
Having all of her makeup and clothes.
I think what will be challenging for us is we have like 180-pound Great Dane, 2 children, 2 adults, all living in such small living spaces that might be a little challenging. More so when we're like actually driving on the road, because when we're stopped and camped out, obviously we'll all be out and about exploring. But when we're on the road, it might be a little cramped.
Yeah.
We're getting used to that.
Jack?
the length of time that forces you into relaxation, right? Like I feel like you go on a vacation or you go on a trip and it takes like a couple days just to get settled into like, okay, I'm here and I'm not supposed to be like working and doing things, and like to get that like sense of relaxation, like it takes a while to get in, and then by the time you do that, like your trip's almost done, you know? So like I think it'll take us a while to learn how to slow down a little bit. And that's actually a chat we had last night, is I feel like even when we travel, like you're always pushing toward this destination, right? Like we got to get there by tomorrow night. Like it's a fall drive and we're supposed to be there by this far. We have to be at work tomorrow, so like we gotta get home, right? And you're driving past all these like awesome like monuments or just cool little stops. Like we were joking last night about like the world's biggest ball of yarn, right? Like Damar wants to see the ball of yarn. Like I don't even know if there is a ball of yarn, but stuff like that you're just like, I want to pull off the highway and like look at this cool thing, like stop for an hour and check out this monument. But you're always, at least for us, it feels like we're always in such a rush to get to this destination of wherever it is because you're on such a schedule. So I think like being able to slow down and just not have all these constraints.
Officially fell over.
Are we still live?
We're still live.
Very windy.
It's very windy out here today.
We flew right over. Did you see that?
I saw that.
Hear us, I mean.
I know. And I always like go back and watch the live. Like, does that even work? Can you even hear us?
Yeah, I think
So
we're
anyway, I feel like a lot of people that watch the show have done this or are doing this. So if you have any amazing solutions to common challenges, like we would love all the wisdom and advice from all of those who have done and gone before us. Anything else? Any other challenges? What are you concerned about?
She said cooking.
Oh yeah.
Mom, lower power mode 20%.
Okay, just hit okay. Okay, so when we think about,
cramming in a shower.
oh yeah, Tom,
Maybe
Yeah.
my shower.
we talked all about that
shower.
last
That is
week.
true.
A little shower.
Yeah,
Little
Scott.
showers. Getting used to that.
Scott might stink up our whole entire house. He's gonna have to go poop in the woods.
Alright, it's another challenge.
Yeah, that's another challenge. Definitely.
Small
Guys,
space
you're not
living.
gonna come into
Ooh,
the
living with
horrible
one bathroom with
Yeah,
Juliet.
one bathroom.
Juliet loves to take her time in the bathroom
and look up pictures of
and get
little
ready and take forever. But she's not going to be allowed to have
No data.
data in the bathroom. So how about, so we're, both of us are in these infant stages of our trailer. Like you've been watching around ours, it's gutted, like we have a whole start from scratch design that we need
There's a
to do.
dog.
And then our family, like they're going to be purchasing one. So what is something that's important to you when you're looking for a trailer, or we're thinking about designing the trailer, like how we're going to do it, or when you're looking to buy one, like how you want it to be, or what's something important about it?
I really would love to get, we talked about getting a Class C, which has the sleeping arrangements above the cab, I guess, is that what it's called? And I would love to have bunk beds for the kids and be able to turn the top bed into like the kids area where they could play or read or color. So that's something that's important for me, is having a little kid area for them, especially like when we're on the road, they could be up there coloring or whatnot and not feel like they don't have any space to do things and be a kid while we're driving.
Good. What about you, Scott?
I'm more of like mechanical wise. Like I want it to be a solid machine, and I work on cars for a living, so I'm
panels white, just so it's really nice and bright. You know, I think when you're in a small space, anything you can do to make it as roomy as possible, I think will be key. So painting all the interior stuff, the ceiling panels and everything white, so it really livens things up and opens it up. Man, what's important to me?
Somewhere to sleep.
I want this thing to be structurally sound as well, you know, so we're not having to worry about axles breaking or somebody stepping and putting their foot through the floor or something like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you guys are all super practical. Those are all really good practical answers. Mine was that I really want it to be cute.
That too.
I'm like really big on feeling good in your space, like creating space around you that like, and I know this isn't important for everybody, but for me, like I'm a very creative person, and I like things to feel good and to be really cute. Like in our home, we've been working for the last year to like design things in certain ways that it doesn't really look like anybody else's house, but it looks like ours, you know, and it looks like a reflection of us, and it feels good. And I want my tiny home to be like that too. So like all the little details of things are not just like,
All
you
the
know,
colors
stock
on
and
the
regular.
flag.
All the colors and all the flags and all the plants and all the fun fabrics and like, you know, I just want it to be cute. We're thinking lots of woods and baskets and wicker, and it's gonna be really cute. So I'm glad that I have other people to balance me out that think of things like axles and like making sure that it works, because I'm over here just thinking about where to hang the flag and what plants are gonna fit in
Yeah.
Airstream.
Sounds like we're on the same page when it comes. I'm like more interior, all of that, and then the men are the logic behind
We want to be
it.
able to make it across the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, no leaves.
Looks great when you're on the side of the road and it looks pretty, but
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think our battery is probably close to dying, and I don't know what the time is, but it feels like it's about it. So what else? Is there anything else anybody wants to add? Like a closing thought?
Can't get here soon enough.
It can't get here soon enough. Yeah, like, and it's not tomorrow, right? Like we started talking about this, and people are like, "So why are you still here?" And we're like, "This is like a long-term deal. Like this is a lot of work. This is a lot of figuring stuff out. It's a lot of saving. It's a lot of weekend projects, like that you're trying to fit in while you're doing a regular life. And it's not. These are like dream board kind of conversations, but they're gonna happen, and we're in the process of making them happen. And yeah, it's really interesting. I think once you get your mindset on something, that it seems like forever. Like you're like, how many projects do we have to do to make it happen? So it can't come soon enough. I like that. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I just love being outdoors. I love camping. I love going places. So to be able to do that, you know, first trips or whatever, it's awesome. So I can't wait to get this thing finished. It's a lot of work. I enjoy doing the things, but it'd also be nice too once it's all done and you can just kick back and relax in there and be able to go on the first trip. Looking forward to it.
What about you, Scott?
yeah, I think along the same lines as well. I mean, I just can't wait for it to be here, and I mean, just like the bond that we're gonna share between the families and stuff like that. I think that's gonna be really great tonight for a great experience, and can't wait to be able to spend all the time with our loved ones and not have to worry about being at the workplace, 10 hours out of the day.
And that's a wrap.
Wind blowing. It's that crazy out here. All right. See you later, everybody.
Yeah, later, guys.
See ya. See ya.
Bye. Oh, he's leaving.
It's so bright out here.